Hello, my wonderful friends. Magus with you on a beautiful day in Asha. And today's message, what I want to do is shine the light of truth in the dark areas. And this is going to blow some of your minds. I've studied a lot of ancient text, and as I was reading them, they had different names for it, but they were referring to cattle, to the workforce, if you will. And come to find out, they were talking about man. And this is going to blow your mind. The dark system, the matrix that we all talk about, they rule over mankind, don't they? Which they consider to be cattle. Not very smart. They're only good for cannon fodder, for fighting their wars, for killing and dying in their wars to gain more possessions. They're a workforce to build what they need built, for tax dollar to give you their money. And my friends, what's funny, it's not funny, it's sad, but you have to laugh or cry. The dark system, the evil spirit, isn't very creative and isn't even very smart. They don't even hide what they are, but man will receive it as good. Why is that? I'm going to tell you. It's because they make sure that you get their food or your food from their hand. They are giving you things where you look to them, almost like a dog and master type relationship. And you'll see it like with the Indians. Remember, the Indians were out in the plains living on their own because they had a food source. So the cavalry, they slaughtered 1.5 million buffalo. You'll see the pictures of them all piled up. Why did they do that? To bring the Indians into their settlements, because they took their food source. Now they have to eat out of their hand, and that's what they do. And then they own you. You're their slave, and you're thankful for it. And then they'll give you little extras. And it's been this way, my friends, all the way back. Study history. I love studying history and the ancient religions and texts, and it's fascinating. But all they have to do is to offer the male cattle beer, okay, and a sporting event. The female of the species, you just have to give them some pretty shoes and a shiny bauble. And my friends, you can't believe the power they have. These now slaves will even offer up their children as sacrifice. What do I mean by that? It's throughout history, actual literal sacrifice. But today, you'll give your children to go off to fight their what they call a holy war, which you find out is very unholy, and die to keep their society. Because why? Because they offer you food, and they'll give you some alcohol and even drugs. And it's funny, they won't let anyone else offer them that because they'll lose control. That's why drug dealers are so evil. You're right, and the cops crack them down. And especially back in the 60s, my dad had a friend that was sold a small amount of pot and was locked up for many years because you have to get your drugs from the government, where the government, of course, they're going to get their tax dollars, aren't they? But then again, you have to go to them to get it. You're reliant on their system. And my friends, it's obvious it's a dark system, but they can get you to a place where you actually pledge allegiance, put your hand on your heart and pledge allegiance to them, sing songs to them, even worship them. And now look at this, my friends. Is when we started this, remember I was telling, and at the end of this, I'm going to give you the way out. So this isn't a negative message. This is just an eye-opening message. We're shining the light of truth in the dark. So a lot of people are going to wake up and say, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that. Then what do we do, Magus? And that's what I'm going to show you. But look at the religions. Okay, the dark system matrix religions that they call good, that many of you watching this right now call good. And now please don't shut me off, because I'm going to mention the different religions and then point out some stories so that you'll just think about it. So at least hear what I have to say, and then if you think I'm an idiot, that's fine. Never listen to me again. But if this kind of starts to ring true, something inside you thinking that's kind of right, and then at least stay tuned for the message at the end of what we need to do. But look at their religions. You know, the evil spirit isn't creative, isn't smart. With their politics, like I just showed you, all they can do is offer you food, offer you alcohol, offer you drugs. You know, one of the worst, I think back about the Roman, you know, era, the horrible things they would do, and the cattle accepted it. They would take slave girls from the other countries that they went in and slaughtered, and they'd dress them up all pretty and parade them up and down the streets for a week. And the girls had no idea. They thought they were just being adored, and they felt so pretty. And then they'd take them to the Colosseum and feed them to the lions, and the people would roar and cheer. And you know, it's sad that the dark system and the government's so twisted, but look how twisted the people are also. And so you have to ask yourself, okay, so we remove the dark system and those people at the top, what's left? Being run by the cattle, by the beast? You know, that wouldn't work either. So we have to have a plan of action, and I do have that. But I got to point out, and we've talked about this a lot on this channel, you know, the religions, the beasts, the cattle, the slaves, their highest idea of good God hates, wars, kills, destroys. Why would they believe the highest principle of good does evil things? Because that's what the matrix, the dark system that rule over you, have to have you believe is the highest good. Because if you break free from that to higher thinking, higher frequencies, you're going to break free from their control, and you're no longer going to be a beast, that lower animal. You're going to rise up into something beautiful. And my friends, if you look at the books, like the Bible, I talk about all the time because I went to Bible college. I've studied all the religions, know all the different texts, but I really know the Bible because, like I said, I mean, I've studied it my whole life, read it multiple times. But the stories, you know, like of Jephthah that I've talked about. If you, I don't even know if I should tell you this, but I put out a video 3 days ago called "The Beast Is Here Now," and it was a hard video to make. As a matter of fact, I made it, I edited it, I couldn't even watch it back to tell you if I did a very good job of putting it, because I was so upset about the video itself. And you know, it's one of those videos, it's very eye-opening of what's going on right now, that the beast is here now. And it's one of those videos, not a lot of people gave me thumbs up or comments, wow, great video, Magus, but they heard the message, you know. And so if you haven't seen it, maybe go back and watch it. Just kind of to wake up to what's going on. But you know, as we're talking about, again, the Bible, stories of Jephthah, I talk about that in that video. He's considered a mighty man of valor in the Bible and in the Jewish community. They actually celebrated him for thousands of years, every year. And what is he celebrated for? He went in and wiped out men, women, and children, and made a vow to Jehovah that if he's successful, he would offer up as a burnt sacrifice the first person to come out of his home, and it was his daughter. You know, the Jewish people, they would stone their children for being disrespectful. You know, and that's called the good book. You know, I've talked about Moses. You know, he told the soldiers go and kill the men, women, and children. He made the young virgins into sex slaves, things that instinctively we know is not good. But because the dark system matrix and the governments, they don't give us any choice, do they? It's either that or they're going to kill you. And back then, they would burn you alive, peel the skin off you, kill your family in front of you if you questioned them. Now it's just the fear of burning in hell, right? And that's what I'm telling you, man. The dark system, that's all they have because they're evil. They can't work on truth and love. They have to keep you in fear. So look at the TV evangelists, right? If you don't send them money, you're going to be cursed. You're not going to be blessed. And they put fear into you, and they just keep taking your money because you're just dumb cattle to them slaves. So they take your money with your taxes, with your tithes. They take your life force. You spend your whole life going to their school and educations, doing their jobs to make them rich. But hey, you got your beer and you got your sporting event when you get home at night. Your wife has her pretty things, and if you don't get her those pretty things, she's going to find another man that does get her the pretty things, because that's all that matters to people. My friends, there's such a better world available, a better government available, a better God available, a better religion, a better life. And my friends, what it is, it's love. Like we talked about before, we can't have the matrix dark system running the nation and the world, and we can't have the dumb cattle either. Awakening has to take place. You have to die and be born again, right? You have to be enlightened. You have to do the shadow work and remove that negative energy. Everything is energy vibrating in form, and the highest vibration is love. My friends, you want to transform cattle, beast, into a man, you do it with love. And a change takes place in your heart, in your very spirit, in your mind, in your body, in your world. When we all start vibrating unconditional love, not the false love of the matrix system and religions, that can go in and kill men, women, and children, that their God destroys, that their highest principle of God can love and hate, can be at peace or war. No, that is not the highest principle of good God. God is all good, all love, all peace, all joy, all kind. That's all he vibrates. That's his nature. He has none of the attributes of the evil spirit. And when we align with that, my friends, you vibrate love, you transform. Where those things, those religious books, those politics, those ideas seem like abominations, and before that was your highest idea of good God. That was put your hand on your heart and salute your country, bow and worship your God, and you're realizing that wasn't a good system, that wasn't a good God. And my friends, it's scary to do that because you've been brainwashed. You are a slave. Many of you watching this right now, and you're scared to buck up against a system because it's ingrained in your very DNA right now. Because great-great-grandpa had ideas like this, and they burned him alive. So it's better, right, just to keep your mouth shut. And you're scared you'll go to hell if you buck up against the Jehovahs and the Allahs and the Shivas. My friends, it's all fear, low vibrations. I'm telling you, you receive the all good spirit, Ahura Mazda, that's love, peace, joy, kindness. That's all his nature is. You invite that into your life. How do you do that, Magus? How do I invite good spirit into my life? You resonate with it. You become it. You vibrate love. You vibrate peace, joy, kindness. No matter what's going on around you, it doesn't change your nature, just like it doesn't change good spirit's nature. And you live in Asha, and my friend, you'll start to create Asha. First, it starts in you. You find yourself more relaxed, more happy. You'll notice your home is more pleasant. There's not so much strife and anger because mama don't allow it in no more, or daddy don't allow it in no more. We're not going to have anger and strife and jealousy and those low vibrations in the home. We're going to love each other. We're going to be kind to each other. A word is not going to come out of my mouth that isn't kind and loving and encouraging to you. And my friends, what a beautiful world we're going to create when we're all vibrating that highest frequency of love. We're going to change and transmute the whole world. Evolution is going to be beautiful. It's going to start with us, and it's going to spread to the animal kingdom, to the earth. My friends, you cannot be in that system. And there's things you can do right now. Stop eating meat. That is a lie of the enemy, to kill and eat and take that in. You're taking in a low vibration. You're putting yourself in survival of the fittest. That's the beast, okay? We can grow our food, and there's so much good food right now that's plant-based. They have barbecue that's plant-based. They have fried chicken that's plant-based and is good. And you can eat well, and you don't have to kill and be in resonance and vibration for that. You cannot poison anything. You cannot poison, you can't put out mouse poison, my friend. If you're doing that, you're again in that low vibration. Good spirit doesn't kill, only creates and loves and is kind. And it's a funny thing here in North Idaho where I live. I told you about those deer hunters that came through my gate into my yard and we're trying to hunt my deer that we've raised from a baby, that we feed, and they'll let you pet them, and they're our babies. Came into our yard and wanted to kill it, my friends. And that is approved of here in North Idaho because it's big money. It brings in people from other states. It brings in money, and that's what it's all about, right? We have a store in town the size of a city block of just things to kill, just weapons and ammunition, and you can dress up like a bush, and they pour deer urine on themselves, and I mean, it's big money around here to go out and kill. Now myself, I've been warned not to feed the deer, not to love the deer, and I protect the deer here and pet the deer, and I've been warned not to do that I can be fined, and if you keep it up, you can go to jail. And I thought, what is up with this world? It's fine to kill them. Matter of fact, I have a stream that runs right here, and it's in the winter and it's cold, and when they miss the shot and they just shoot them like in the back leg or something, and it doesn't kill them, the poor deer, they go over and they'll lie down in that cold stream trying to numb the pain, and I find them every year frozen to death in the stream with a bullet hole. And my friends, you can see the tears coming down their eyes, and it breaks my heart. And here the government's telling me, what the hell are you trying to do? Feeding and loving and caring for the animals. It's fine to kill them in the dark system and matrix, but what am I trying to pull? They want to fine you and jail you if necessary. My friends, wake up. Their Bible is not good. Their Quran is not good. What they call God is no God at all, because it's not good. My friends, their government is not good. It's of manipulation and fear and control, and you can see them trying to gain more control, aren't they? Cameras everywhere. They're just, it's getting ridiculous. Their national ID, and it's all fear based. My friends, we got to wake up. We got to run the dark system out. And how do we do that? Don't forget this. We vibrate love. We hold these high vibrations and we spread the message. You got to spread these messages, my friends. You got to let people know that they're being deceived. They're being lulled to sleep. It reminds me of that video I just put out, The Beast is Here. You remember that man? He was petting and rocking that little sheep, that little lamb, until he slit his throat. That's what they're doing with you. Just petting you. It's all okay. Everything's fine. And then there it comes, So my friends, wake up. Quit being a dumb animal. Let that beast nature go, okay? Rise up into who you truly are. Inside of you is a divine spark of light. We come from good spirit. We're made of good spirit, and that spark is inside of you. It's time to let that come out. It's time to start rewiring our minds. Do you know our minds can rewire our brains, which changes our mind? You want a higher mind. Start meditating and doing mantras. Feel what love feels like, and just enjoy that moment and feel that, and let it fill every cell of your body. Feel peace, feel joy, feel powerful, feel free, feel these high frequencies, and just by having that change of mind, it starts to rewire your very brain, which pretty soon rewires your mind. It removes that brainwashing that's been implanted in you by the matrix and dark system. My friends, if you got nothing else out of this, love that highest frequency. Love yourself. Forgive and love yourself. Forgive yourself for past mistakes that you've made. Love your children. Love your spouse. Love your neighbor. Love the people around the world. Just vibrate these high frequencies. And now don't allow anything in that's not, don't vote Republican or Democrat or any of the matrix dark system, systems. Demand something higher, and we're going to need numbers to do this, aren't we? That's why we got to get this message out. So we said we don't want what you're offering us, your two choices. We want God, the government of God, the true God that's all love, peace, joy, kindness. My friends, we can do this. It really is a simple message, but it just takes a change of mind. How do we get a change of mind? Our mind rewires our brain, which changes our subconscious prompters, and we start living from these higher frequencies. All right, my friends, I love you guys so much. Do me a favor, let me know if you're enjoying these. And I know that by when you hit the like button, you subscribe, you tell people I see the numbers, if they're up or down. And anyway, guys, you know this. I love you. I love you. I love you. We'll see you next time.